Good morning. Good morning. Today's topic is financial defense. What do you what do you mean by financial defense? Probably never heard of this before. Reason being is you've been assaulted most of your life, um, financially speaking, by corporations, hustlers, scam artists, fraudsters, people that door to door salesmen, all kinds of different people because you don't have any financial defense. Basically are defenseless because you don't even know that you have to not only defend against someone stealing, physically stealing from you, or burglarizing you, or robbing you. You got a lot of businesses, a lot of businessmen, a lot of business women that um they don't seek they don't have your best interests in mind. Those that have your best interests in mind, that's good business, that's ethical business. um that's fine. But a lot of people out here, you got to understand. So I didn't really talk about that Caesar Pena and DJ Envy stuff. And I kind of could have. I mean, I might look at that later, but I don't know. The reason I didn't get in between it because I really don't like to jump on things before things, like as far as like people get they court they just do in court. Like, I never really, well, I did talk about R. Kelly a little bit, but not while he was going to court. Like, I don't think nobody should be talking about people until they get they just do in court. Because I mean, this is what's going on, right? A lot of that is the court of public opinion, and you should not be judged in the court of public opinion. They go into that in the movie like 1984, I think, The Brave New World, stuff like that. Like, when you go in, like, talking about people and saying that they're guilty, and you're not a lawyer, and you know what I'm saying? It's like it goes into a part of like society that I don't really agree with, where people have their own opinions and public opinions on people and judge them based off of things that they allegedly did, until they get in the court system and prove their innocence, like damn near already guilty, because some motherfucker with a blog and a fine looking woman with some tits and ass with a bunch of following um, has convinced so many people that you're guilty. And then it could be like a fucking hundred of those women. It could be 1,000, 1,000,000, and then a bunch of dudes that, you know, um, have a good microphone and a roadcaster, and then damn, there you go. You're you're guilty in the public opinion. Now you have to somewhat try to reverse that, try to get your fair shot at court. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I don't like to jump up on things after until after things settle as far as in court. But I have morals and ethics. Most people don't. That's what you need to know. That's key right there. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that. Most people don't have any morals and ethics. A lot of people don't have any morals and ethics. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't raised like everybody else. Does that make me superior than everybody else? No. Um, me being raised in a Muslim household does not necessarily make me superior than everyone else. Me actually even practicing Islam for the period of time that I practice it does not make me superior than everyone else. But you got to look at things for what they are. You got somebody that believes in what he believes in or she believes in, so much so that she'll walk around or he'll walk around with a bomb and blow themselves up, versus another other side of that is some dude that is in a glass shield that believes he's the direct line of God, and he's in a glass shield and he's very, very protective, which that's what I'm going to be talking about today. But it's like, okay, well, if you look at faith, right, which is, faith is faith, right? It's like a power, okay? It's like a superpower. Some people have stronger faith than others. That's why some people can do things that other people can't do. It's like an energy level. If you look at it like a fucking video game or something, you have faith as an energy level. Some people have, obviously, people that have the higher energy level of faith tend to do more, miraculous things than people that don't have that much faith. So I know I'm going all over the place, but I say all of that to say that, yeah, I was raised in a household based off of, yes, you should speak. You should, if you take something from someone, um, as far as if they offer you something, you should say thank you. If you should treat your elders with respect. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was raised. And I was raised in like, my parents were both fucking crazy. Okay. I mean, I was not raised in any Huxtable household. My grandparents was very much businessmen and women. They were like, publicly connected with like Chicago politics, and politicians, and organizations, and all kind of shit, right? And it's like, yeah, I mean, I wasn't raised to be morally and ethically fucked up. Like I couldn't actually survive the other side of a belt if I was morally, ethically wrong. So a lot of people, you got to understand, they were spared the ride. You know, they were spoiled. Um, their parents let them get away with murder, literally. You know, all kind of things, man. That people were raised up with, and just people in general are just fucked up themselves. Their parents might have been, okay, but they just chose a different path because everybody has to survive, and they have to deal with whatever they have to deal with. For example, Al Capone was raised with both parents. Okay, who those parents were, how they were, I don't know. But Al Capone was a product of a mother and father, not a single household. Okay, and we all know about Al Capone. What's going on, she? Long time no see, man. What's going on, man? Hey, but yeah, Al Capone, man, again was raised in a mother and father, um, with his mother and father, Catholic, probably most likely, Italian. Um, Definitely, they raised, the same way, like to be morally and ethically, sound, and Roman traditions and Catholicism, Christianity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Uh, a lot of people don't have morals and ethics. Um, and the reason why I'm leading with that and going down that road is that when you're dealing with people that don't have morals and ethics, they don't give a hell about you, first off, right? Or they don't give a hell about your money, okay? They want your money, okay, right? But they don't give a fuck about you. Okay? That's what you got to understand. Like, It's people that genuinely have some type of empathy. So we're talking about morals, ethics, and empathy. Okay, let's just look at this as like a circle or some type of paradigm where people are treated in a such where they're respected, they're moral, mean they have some type of foundation about themselves where they're not just going to just be evil towards you for no reason. You know what I'm saying? um Morals, right? And then ethics, they have some type of code of conduct, some code of standard of dealing with their clients, customers. This is like essential. This is like customer service type stuff, right? And it's like, okay, it also goes into your financial defense. You have, money, you've worked, you saved up some money, built up your 401k through your constant work and paychecks. You got a little money, you got a little nest egg, you might have a business on the side, or you might have a couple properties, or you might have, your business is doing over $100,000 a year, and then you also work, or you might be even in business full time, and you already know I'm preaching the gospel because you've yourself, like myself, have dealt with some shady individuals in the business world. Um, I've dealt with people, white folks that have, yeah, stolen from me, took in my products that I was supposed to be selling, and I was just gullible in the sense that I I thought everybody in business was like me, like morally and ethically sound. I mean, I ain't necessarily think that. I knew it was some shady people in business, but I just didn't think that some grown ass man that's older than me would take, you know, products or not give me commission off of sales and shit like that. And it's like, I thought people were better than what they are. And I'm just here to tell you in the future that no, they're not. People will steal from you. Um, Actually, white people are very, very notorious for being thieves. They're very good thieves. They're some of the best thieves that you could ever really even study. And they even cross morality. They're very, it's a lot of, if you really study morality and ethics and empathy, I mean, they definitely can be all of those in a positive note or positive tone, but then they can be on the negative side of that. And a lot of that, um I've watched over the years with various different cases and ongoing cases. And I mean, not just white people, obviously, but I do really literally study the business habits and the corporate business habits. And a lot of white people have corporations that are successful, and I just study the movements. I study the code of conduct. I study, what people try to get away with, what these corporate bodies try to get away with. A lot of times they have to file a class action lawsuit against a company, and many times over, the company just pays a fee, and whatever scam or fraud that they committed, that is not like they got all of the proceeds and they have to give it all back. They tend to have turned the profit, and they might only have to pay about 20% or even 10% of whatever they made back to their victims. Okay. So I mean, the thing is that, I really study how things are. I look at things, and I've seen so much on CNBC that it's just unreal. Now, do black people still are very good thieves? And uh, no, if I had to say who are the best thieves, definitely not black people because obviously they be getting caught, right? Um, I would have to say it's a toss up between white people and Asians, and then definitely Middle Easterners or Arabians. As far as thieves, but Arabians definitely are not good thieves. I would have to say it's a toss up between Asians and whites as far as who's the best thieves. Um, Definitely Asians get away with it because they just steal, and you can't do anything as far as, okay, for example, China is very strong. Um, Over the last century or so, they have gained power, and they're continuously gained power over, the last century. And what they do is they'll steal any type of design you have, any type of schematic that you have as far as your invention, and reverse engineer it and then build something either better or just the same, or something that's different, but even, I mean, in that case, it'll be better because it does, if you have some type of like invention where it you built something as an invention, basic something that's unique, or you even build on top of something that already exists. A lot of times they'll steal your intellectual property and then reverse engineer it, and then basically put it up for sale, without any contribution towards you, the original person that invented it. And they get away with it because you would have to actually have an international lawyer go to China and actually file a lawsuit, which that is very, very difficult to do. I'm sure people have done it, corporations have done it, but you yourself individually, if you have like some small corporation, you don't have the money 9 times out of 10 to file international complaint or law suit with a Chinese uh entity. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that. And then a lot of times it's even, you could talk about a grander scale of thievery that goes into espionage and all of that type of stuff. But the thing is that Europeans, white people steal as well. um they steal, they do a lot of white collar theft. um White collar means they're a financial planner. They're some type of lawyer. They're a patent attorney. They have some type of law firm that deals with injury. And then you get injured. You call a number, and next thing you know, a lot of the lawyers know each other because it's a small group. If like, for example, if you pass the Illinois bar and you work out of Chicago, which is Cook County, most lawyers work out of the Chicagoland area, which is Cook County. All of the lawyers know each other, all of them, damn near all of them, because you got to understand the Chicago bar. There's also a Chicago Bar Association. All of those people are members, and they all go to parties, they go to hangouts, they hang out actually at the Chicago bar locations and stuff like that. They all know each other. They know the judges know the lawyers. They have relations with one another. So I mean, I'm saying all of this to say this, that basically a lot of people think that you could just get this lawyer, get that. I mean, all of them are different, but what I'm saying is they all know each other. So they know the tricks, they know what to do, they know how to cover their tracks. Basically you get an injury and then the lawyer can make more from the injury than you, the injured party. Like you could have a lawsuit where you got $150,000 and then the lawyer gets 60% of that. How the fuck the lawyer get 60% and you only get 40%? And it's like, you would have to understand the context of the law as far as how the fuck can a lawyer get 60% of my settlement proceeds? You have to it take you about a year or 2 years to fight a case and settle a case after had a injury from a car accident or something like that. And then all that therapy, all of that pain, all of that anguish, and basically you basically contacted a lawyer, a law group on a fucking TV commercial. And then next thing you know, after a couple phone calls, maybe nowadays Zoom calls, because you don't even have to go to the office of a person to talk to them. You basically go to court through Zoom now too. And you literally, just for filing paperwork in a fucking court system and knowing how to actually file a court, how to, apply pressure to the, insurance companies. A lot of even the lawyers, after a while, you got to understand, they know the insurance companies. They know the insurance companies, lawyers, legal teams. So for example, a lawyer, you got to understand, you got to have some imagination. A lawyer that takes on injury law cases on a continuous basis, that's their life. That's what they do for a living. They're going to know the legal team at Geico, at Progressive, at Allstate, at State Farm. Most of the major insurance companies, they have a legal team. They're going to know names and people, and they're going to already know how these legal teams and the companies they represent, how they conduct business as far as giving out uh, settlements and fighting cases and stuff like that. So they already know what they can get most likely from the actual insurance company and whatnot. And basically, it's a set amount usually, and it's negotiated. But the thing is that this is what you got to understand: a lot of lawyers are very good at stealing, because you wouldn't even know that they're stealing from you. You wouldn't think anything. I don't know how many times I've heard somebody win a lawsuit, or not so much win a lawsuit, but get a settlement, and the actual lawyer gets a good chunk of the settlement money, and they didn't have anything happen to them, but just basically they just took your case and they did it pro bono. And that might be the reason why that the actual charge is so high, because basically they build you and everything like that. And then here's the thing: most people probably don't even ask for a billing statement from their lawyer of what they charged you and why this amount is as such. And then of course they probably would give you some pushback of giving you that information or ignore you. And you got to understand, I mean, Google reviews, these review sites, they're very good, because they give you an insight of a business that's a crook. A long time ago, before Google reviews, before Yelp, before the Better Business Bureau and all of that, which I don't really trust. I don't really even trust. I don't trust that. I probably trust Google reviews Google reviews is undefeated, in my opinion. I might be wrong, but Google reviews is now you can pay for Google reviews, you can buy reviews, but you can kind of tell it's somebody that bought the reviews. Now, because you can kind of tell to a certain extent. But the thing is that them other reviews, this nasty reviews, you got to understand where that comes from and what, the sincerity of that. That's somebody that got duped. And it definitely, if they don't respond to it, you got to question yourself. What is this person up to? One of the things about Gary is that a lot of these businesses, because it's Gary is really a rough place, right? I mean, it's a blue collar city. It's a rough city. It can go down anytime. But the thing is these businesses have to stay in the business and they have to deal with all of this. A lot of them businesses, man, I look at them reviews, I'll be like, damn, somebody left a car and then the car got stolen and shit at a mechanic shop. And it's like, damn, I mean, what the hell? And I was thinking about getting my engine repaired or swapped or whatever. And then, they leave the car for weeks and don't tell you nothing, don't give you no updates. I mean, it's like, hey, you can see it right in the reviews. Some people don't really care about the reviews or whatever, but the reviews does give you an insight into some of how the company operates and stuff like that. But that's not necessarily kind of what I'm saying. I mean, you definitely should look at a review of anybody that's in business should have some type of review. Um, they should have some type of reviews for their business, for whatever their business dealings are. If they don't have any reviews or a word of mouth from somebody else saying, yes, this person is legit, that I mean, you gotta be very cautious. And you should already be cautious because you gotta understand when you're trying to conduct business, which that's what you are doing, whether you know it or not. Meaning, if you call a mortgage company and you're trying to buy a house and you're trying to get pre-approved from a mortgage company, it is you against that multi-billion-dollar corporation that is is servicing mortgages. And, basically, it's just you and your family against a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Okay. Um, you yourself don't stand a chance in hell trying to defend yourself against a multi-billion-dollar corporation, even a multi-million-dollar corporation. You just don't stand a chance in that. And you have to be very, very, very cautious when you're dealing with, um, these companies, these private companies, these public companies, whatever the case may be. You have to be very defensive when dealing with these companies and dealing with these people. And you have to ask questions and listen to the answer. Now, the customer service rep may be like, for example, if you're looking for customer service, if you call about some rates or a quote or whatever from an insurance company or whatever, you might be dealing with a bad company. Um, yes, that might be true. But you also might just be dealing with a bad employee. It's just companies do have bad employees that, for whatever reason, they keep them around and they represent the company in a bad light. But when it's companies that are not worth a damn, you just got to sever your ties with them. You have to cut your losses and you just got to move on. I mean, that's all you can do. You don't stick around. You don't just keep going with the company and all that because you have no interest in that company. It's not like you know, if you're just using that company for whatever reason and it's, you know, it's not making you any money, you know, and you're losing money off of it, you know, it should be very easy for you. It's okay to cut your loss and move on with someone else. You know, it happens all the time. Now, at the end of the day, you got to protect yourself financially. You know, how do you protect yourself financially? You know, one of the things that you protect yourself financially is learning how to tell people no. That's the first thing. You have to be able to tell people no, and it just flows so easily that people don't even ask you because they can tell by looking at you that you're going to tell them no. Once you get that good to where people can look at you and basically already tell that you're gonna say no. Like, I don't know. I have something with you know, basically something it's something with Jehovah's Witness people. They stopped trying to sell me stuff. Or not so much sell me, but they stopped trying to give me out a pamphlet. And I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe they already know who I am. I don't know. They don't give me no more pamphlets. Okay. They don't try to talk to me. Now, they could probably look into my soul with my eyes if they can see my eyes. 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing sunglasses. But basically, they can tell by my energy that I'm just not going. You know, you know, for obvious reasons and for a lot of different reasons. But the thing is that you have to get to the point where people don't see you as a lollipop that they can lick. Okay, that's basically what I'm trying to tell you. And you, you being that lollipop that people can lick, you are a lick. You might be somebody's lick, and you don't even know it. You know that might be what your reality is. That you're somebody's come up because you're just too gullible, and for whatever reason, you know, you basically are someone's come up basically. So I mean, if you're okay with that, cool. But you know, most people, I would say, they're not okay with that. They don't want to be somebody's lick or whatever. Someone else's comeuppance, victim, you know, whatever. And the way to do that is you gotta understand how to tell people no and stand on it. And when people don't listen to you, you're dealing with a manipulator. Okay. Now I know this is probably like anti-sales type of talk, but the thing is that, you know, if you yourself you should understand what you're looking for already, you know, what you're trying to buy. If you are being sold something that you don't need, you don't want, you know, basically you shouldn't think anything otherwise to just say no. If you know that's not something that you're interested in, you know, basically you shouldn't think anything of it to just say no. It should just flow off of your tongue with no problems, no issues whatsoever. You know, a good old fashioned no is sufficient. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you learn how to say no is a first level, basically white belt of financial defense. Saying no, knowing how to say no, is the first level of financial defense, and that goes into all kinds of defense. No is that woman that is trying to get with you because she sees your new car or your nice car. Uh, she sees that basically you the man, and you got the plan. She sees someone that can help her out possibly, and you not necessarily looking to help nobody out. You looking for someone to help you out. You looking for somebody that or you might not even be looking for anybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, uh, this person, you got to be able to tell them no. That comes from discipline, being able to tell people no. Okay, no, and then or just not to entertain anything, because sometimes people, a lot of times people they don't just they don't just ask you for anything and they looking for a yes. They're gonna be vague, or they're gonna talk about something else, and then you yourself, you just have to say no. That's all you have to do, is just basically get yourself to be able to say no and understand, basically, what you're dealing with. If you might have to block the person, you might have to, shit, it might, what I'm saying? It's, sometimes, man, that no could be complicated, because when you're dealing with someone that's trying to scam you, that's trying to sabotage you, because on a personal level, and you say no. That's why people actually get secretaries and admin assistants and stuff to talk for them, because they don't want to talk to even people. They want to have a separation from people, because they just don't want to have to be the person to say no. It could be just that. What's going on, Alonzo? It could just be it could just be that they don't want to be the person to have to tell a whole bunch of people no, so they'll just hire someone to just tell them no. And it's easy for somebody else to say no, because basically, you know, they are indifferent. They get paid to tell people no. I mean, that's like probably the easiest job. Oh, I just have to sit here and answer phones, and occasionally, you know, go into the room and close the door with my boss. That's also, my husband, or mistress, or whatever. I mean, when I get paid for it, and I just have to tell somebody no. Oh, great! What a wonderful job. And that's what you have, personal assistants, uh, you know, people that, even chief of staff, when they get high, it's like, it's a good video. I mean, I know them dudes, what I'm saying. I mean, I mean, it's obvious, they're team white, but them Patrick Ben David, the Patrick Ben David crew, like that. Patrick Ben David, man, he got a lot of information, man. Very, very smart guy, man. He got a lot of insight on business, you know. But yeah, he was talking about a video where you basically, from internship to all the way to chief of staff, how you can basically have someone basically run your company from the time, like, you like really starting out, like first starting out, You basically hire an intern, and that intern, they work their way up to like personal assistant, all the way to like, you know, because you got to understand, some people will rock with you, and those people, the goal is to, basically get an IPO. Like that's the goal if you have a company, to get an IPO. And it is people that have rocked with companies that they started out on a low level of the totem pole, and they just rode the wave. They rode the wave. Like it is startups that, like, this is startups that have job boards. It's like actual websites where you can look up startup jobs. A lot of times startup companies, they don't they don't pay as high as other companies, but there are perks, such as some of them give out so many shares for whatever you do, whatever work you do, whatever work you do. They give out so many shares, or they'll hire you and offer you so many shares. And it's a gamble, because it's like, you got to go in the statistics of how many companies IPO and all of that, which I guarantee you most likely is very few companies that actually reach that level where they have an IPO. um but yeah, that is a thing. Like, people work for startups because it's an incentive. They see the vision that this company will possibly IPO one day, or get bought out, and then you'll, basically the person will get a bonus, some type of you know, contribute pay for those shares that they had. They'll get something, or severance, or something that they will get after the company gets bought out. So, um, it's a lot of things that's involved. There's a lot of moving parts with that. But what I'm saying is that you get somebody to just be the middleman or woman to the no, the no. Because you're gonna have to tell, like, part of being a part of trying to be rich. I definitely know this. You very much have to be able to tell people no. I mean, he asked an NBA player that just started playing in the NBA, NFL, any major league sports, any entertainer that you know of publicly, they gonna tell you, like, I wish I would have said no. I wish I didn't do this, after they went through millions and millions of dollars. Um, because they were the yes man, and they had a bunch of friends around them that were their yes mans. They basically agreed to every little stupid idea that they had in their head. They were terrible advisors, and they even might have even had some terrible advisors, financial advisors as well. Like, I mean, a lot of people, are, they don't have your your best interests in mind. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I'm talking about financial defense. I actually wanted to talk about this before, but it's just like sometimes I forget about it. But a lot of people just don't have your best interests in mind. Why is that? Why is that? Why do people don't have your best interests in mind? You can just I'll tell you this, as a person that really understands people, and when I came to YouTube, I learned more about people, how basically just how people are, just in general. And just, just I could just say that I'm more of a peopleologist than I ever was. A lot of times you look at how people are, look at their life, just unfiltered, whether you like it or not. You just look at someone's life. You look at them, what they're going through, what their problems are. Basically, what you can tell is they don't even like themselves. If someone doesn't like themselves, does that make them a bad person? No, you just got some flaws. Everybody has flaws. Everybody has vices. Okay. Um, everybody has struggles. Everybody got a woman that they trying to probably please. If the well, not everybody, obviously, but I mean, a lot of people are trying to, you know, they might be trying to live a lie. Like I just tell you, like a lot of dudes that I'll just say dudes, like dudes that their ambition or goal to become a wealthy person, a lot of this shit works. A lot of these dudes actually are wealthy. Um it was a banker that's going to court now, fat white dude, banker that stole some money. He's facing about 20 years. He's going to federal court now in Chicago. I forgot how much money he stole, but basically, these guys like him and like many others, they need that money. They look at money different. They look at money like that's part of their game. Like they don't they don't have any like per se game to talk to women and stuff like that outside of them having a lifestyle that attracts women. Okay. Um, Alan Roger Curry talked a lot about this. Um, he talked extensively about this. He said, I had this guy ask me if I was a fiduciary. I explained yes, but that everyone with a financial license is. But to be honest, a fiduciary don't mean shit. But I gotta tell you how I get paid. Okay. And if what I recommend is a conflict of interest, all I say is that to say many financial advisors be out to get people. The more credentials you see, the more careful you should be. Ironically enough, yeah, yeah. And I will say that's probably why I was reminded to talk about this. Um, and it's not that it was just on my mind, but I actually just how you stumble on a website and you see someone's website or whatever, and I saw some dude, some white guy somewhere. He's a financial planner, and his minimum is $1 million. His minimum investment is $1 million, and he has looks like a good record. He think he's a certified financial planner. I don't know how hard that is to get certified as a financial planner. Not quite sure, but it was a very interesting website. It was like, okay, he looks like he already has some clients. I mean, to be honest, like, I some people have businesses and websites, and their businesses are zombie businesses, or they don't get any clients or sell any products or anything like that. Uh, he doesn't strike me as that, and even asking for $1 million minimum investment. I mean, he's got a picture of his wife and kids and shit. I'm like, okay, so this guy, man, he probably already got some clients, and he's probably doing relatively well for his clients or whatever, and or whatever the fuck he's doing. Because everybody has a dark side. Um, you don't know what people do, but the thing is that I saw that earlier today, and it was interesting because it's kind of something I'll probably do. I probably, I probably would be okay with that. Like, but I'm all over the place. Um, I do have probably, it is something that probably I want to get into it another day. But um, the thing is that you got a lot of people that have that. You got hedge funds, uh, you got private, trading groups and all kind of shit, man. BlackRock is probably the one you know of, but there's a bunch of little rocks, pebbles, sand companies that they making money. They're investing with other people's money, and they have financial groups, investment groups, and they're doing some major things. And these people, I'm gonna be honest with you, the reason why you don't know about them and you don't really you probably you see them or whatever, you just they live a boring life. Okay, they're quiet, they're reserved. They almost you'll never. They might have a little Twitter account. They might even have a little ghost account or something like that, so they can be racist in public or private, whatever the case may be. So they can get their shit off. But these people live a very, very boring life. That's what that's the thing where I stopped caring. I start really focusing on that, and I've stopped caring what people want to listen to and all of that because the thing is this is a financial channel, and yeah, I have to admit to you, finances to me is not boring because I go into other things as well, but the concept of what you need to do to be successful in personal finance and business finance is very, very boring. Extremely, extremely boring. Like what I'm doing right now, getting ready to start my car to go to work so I can make more money. Very, very boring to do that. Um, very constant, consistent, repetitive. Um, you know, it is exciting to have money though. I mean, everybody knows that, but a lot of people don't really want to do what it takes to get money, and I get that. I totally understand that. You want the freedom to, enjoy yourself like Michael Jackson and shit. I get it. But the end of the day, yeah, this shit is boring. I'm not gonna lie to you. And you gotta get if that's what you want, you gotta understand that this shit is very, very repetitive, very boring, a lot of no's, a lot of opportunities, some things you're gonna miss out on, a lot of planning, long-term planning, waiting. Um, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's really not boring. It really isn't because it's very hard. It's a hard life. Like you're you're going against the grain of capitalism because I promise you, the black man probably has it the hardest trying to gain capital in the world in this capitalistic system. We have it the hardest. So trying to make money, it's it's a lot of intrigue, a lot of problems. It's like the game of Monopoly, uh, bankrupt, jail, um, you know, don't park here, get your car towed. I mean, yeah, it's life is life, and it's a lot of moving parts. people absolutely. I'm gonna tell you, like people look at business like they're a predator, and then other people are prey. I will say, yeah, I will say that people do. There is some people, they look at people as prey. Okay, um, they look at people like walking dollar signs. And I mean, that was what my homie said. He said, I don't look at people like that. I just see dollar signs. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't I don't necessarily look at people like dollar signs, and I definitely don't be trying to prey on people. Um, Black people are unique in a sense where if you sell to black people, they believe in themselves, so they'll spend their last dollar with you, man. I've had people spend their last dollar, and that was gangster, man. I was like, damn. I had a dude buy a computer because he needed a computer, and that was his last. And I saw him like later, like 6 months later, a year later, whatever. I mean, he was doing a lot better. He done, he was doing some movie gigs or something. You saying it's like, yeah, man, black people really, they really, they if they want to buy your product, they gonna buy it. They'll spend their last, and they believe that they'll, you know, have a better fate financially at a later date. I've done that plenty of times myself. I mean, I'm not going, I don't recommend that you do that, but you sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, um, if you get used to telling people no, that's the first level of financial defense. Telling people no, learning how to tell people no, knowing when people trying to scam you. In LA, one of the things about LA that's very intriguing, California, you know, you got a lot of smart people that are very good at trying to um, extort people. They're very good. Like these dudes got books and shit, libraries on extortion. They got PDF manuals. You know, they got they got like they playing like chess, real life chess with people, extorting people and shit. I'd be like, God damn, you know. Um, I mean, it goes with no, Oh, you want to come to the mansion party? Nah, I'm good. you want you want you want to you want to yeah, you got to tell people no. You can't go to the mansion party. Do you think that I'm trying to be rich so I can go to the mansion party at 40 something years old? Do you really like I wonder who thinks like, okay, I can't wait to get to the mansion parties. I think that's what people want. Maybe some of them. Um, it ain't me. I'm not trying to go to the mansion parties. I'm way past the mansion parties. Okay, I have no interest in any mansion parties at all. I don't even go to parties because the thing is that what am I partying about? Okay, if I'm already rich and successful, okay, yeah, okay, I can party, right? But it's like, who am I partying around? Again, how the fuck was I raised? Most 99% of people were not raised like me. Okay. Okay, I don't agree with certain shit. I just don't look at things like other people. Like even if I'm not religious, okay, I still that's part of my core. I can't. It's like a dude that is spiritual that fucking I don't know burn sage and shit around his house, and he was raised Christian. At his very core, he's still a Christian, or a woman, same, still a fucking Christian at their very core. They gonna like things that I probably ain't gonna fucking like. I still don't fucking eat pork like that. Have I ate pork? Yeah. But I don't fuck with pork like that. So if I walk in a bitch house and I look in the refrigerator and I see a goddamn a spiral of ham in the refrigerator, I'm just gonna be like, God damn it. This is the type of shit I gotta deal with. So it's like I got, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't look at shit like this and like parties and shit. I'm still at the very least, I'm still in like on some. It's like the movie The Matrix. Like I know what the fuck is going on, and it's like the steak is not tempting to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get no fucking steak or taste any steak. It's like I'm not into that. Say, CFP isn't that hard. I kind of that's what I thought. The C certified life underwriter is harder and is based on life insurance. Sorry, not certified, but chartered life underwriter, meaning qualifications. Okay. Look up a dude named Roger Johnson. He did a Ponzi scheme that Martha Stewart went to jail for. That's interesting. You you probably don't remember, or you didn't follow me or subscribe to me until later. I've already talked about dude. That dude's cold, man. He had went to prison. He was worth billions of dollars. He was like a multi-billionaire. And yeah, they booked him for insider trading. Of course, he says he's innocent, but I talked about him like 3 years ago. No, at this point, 4 years ago. I already talked about him. It was like a short segment on a live stream. Of course, it was most likely a live stream. I already know about him. It's like a white club, man. If you part of the white club, man, you get put on. I can't lie to you. I just, it is what it is, man. You not part of that club. I mean, that's what Corey Hoke will be talking about. If you part of that good old boys club, they're gonna put you on. You part of the Aryan Brotherhood, they gonna put you on. They gonna make it easy for you, of course. But if they don't think you part of that brotherhood, what I'm saying? It is what it is. You're gonna have to deal with whatever you're gonna have to deal with. You can still come up. You can still come up in America, man. Like I said, this shit boring, man. This shit boring. Like, I mean, you just gotta deal with that boring life. That's the hardest part about this shit. That's why Keisha, you call him Glocktavius. Yeah, that's why Keisha like Glocktavius, because she likes to have fun with Glocktavius. I'm not about to have fun. I gotta go to sleep to go to work the next day, or I gotta open my office the next day. I can't have any fun. My life is very, very boring. I've gotten used to it over the years. Um, you know, it's very repetitive, constant, and I only just got started. This is just, you know, I haven't even gotten started yet. I'm still in like preliminary type of stuff. Like I got a lot already that I got to do. Um, I mean, the thing is that yeah, Glocktavius probably will have a lot of fun with you shooting up the block, and y'all laugh when y'all go down the street. Y'all trying to hit y'all ops. and then run packs and make a bunch of money selling packs, selling guns, um, hitting licks, setting niggas up. I mean, I'm sure that's fun. I mean, get your butt back. I'm sure that's very, very fun. It's very intriguing and all of that. But again, like, my life is very, very boring. And it's fun. It's fun as hell. I ain't gonna lie, it's fun in the motherfucker. But I mean, to outside looking in, it's boring, and it is, because that's how you become usually a gradual millionaire. I call it the instant millionaire. Yeah, you can be 6'7" and can slam dunk a basketball and occasionally shoot the three and the inside jumper. Yeah, you gonna make it to college. Now college is like you getting paid in college now. It's 2024. You getting paid to go to college, play ball and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even gotta go to the NBA. You could just play in college more than 1 year. It's an incentive to stay in college. Because you can get paid in college. You could be a millionaire college athlete in college, and can't nobody tell you shit. It's like you pull in the campus with a G wagon and what, motherfucker? Yeah, I mean this shit, and that's how it's supposed to be. That was a gatekeeping, because this country does a lot of gatekeeping and red taping. That was their way to gatekeep skillful, athletic people or athletes, to stymie their financial growth so they can control them. Now is very complicated for them to do that. The grips of financial control have been, you know, cut. So I mean, a lot of the other athletes though, because it still goes into male hierarchy, women, female hierarchy, all that, because the women that make the money and the men that make the money, the other people that ain't making no money or whatever, and they family don't have no money, they like, damn, give brother a motherfucking cheeseburger. But it is what it is, man. I mean, if you born with a wicked jump shot, I mean, hell, what I'm saying, don't hate the player, hate the game, shit. But yeah, man, you know, this shit is typically boring, man. If you doing it the right way, if you're doing it the right way, it's boring. A whole bunch of no's, um, you know, um, a lot of different, uh, just basically no's, man. You gotta just be like your no gotta be so strong. You step in, they bow. He just eyeballs, just even if you got your eyeglasses on, you know what I'm saying? They can see that no. They can feel that motherfucking no come out your pores. Like no, kneel, niche, nada. I mean, no. And then yeah, some people, they might not like that no, or they can't take that no or whatever, or they you telling them no was basically the exit to their extortion plot. And then yeah, they gon' it is what it is. But that's why they got guns for it, ammunition, and all kind of other stuff. It's like, can't be scared to go to war, man. I mean, at the end of the day, if it calls for it, it calls for it. You know, unfortunately, that's why it's called work, because you literally going to war. It's called literally. Just take the K off, and then you'll understand what the fuck you're dealing with. So, anyways, I gotta go. Hopefully, my car will start. You know what I'm saying? This is the first. This will be the first segment of financial defense. You know, no.